Mr. Ellerby?
Here.
Ms. Franklin?
Here.
Ms. French?
Here.
Mr. Pruthert?
Here.
Ms. Ragu? Here. Mayor Snavely?
Here. I will now ask those who would like to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any additions or changes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll move then to public participation. Anyone wishing to address council about items not on the agenda or on the consent agenda, come forward at this time. State your name and address for the record. Bob, do you want to talk to us? You're a very fine audience, and I'm glad you're here. We'll move then to the consent agenda. I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any items to be removed? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. We'll move then to resolutions. We have a first resolution that I'll have Heather read for us.
A resolution authorizing a blood-borne pathogen prevention program in the city of Oxford.
Thank you. And is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
And there's a second. Doug?
Yes, thank you. At our last council meeting, we had a work session. We had a number of folks here presenting information. This is about a harm reduction program. Ms. McGahee was the lead person on this project. It's a $1 million grant over 3 years. I want to thank Bob Ratterman for the excellent article he did for the Oxford Press. Very complete, and we appreciate that. We're going to miss you, Bob, with your second retirement, but we wish you well in that. So back to the program. Presently, they are at the Du Bois warehouse every Wednesday from 11 to 1, and this is for a syringe program, or a syringe services program, if you will. We had a lot of favorable comments about the program, so we put together a resolution authorizing this blood-borne pathogen prevention program in the city of Oxford. And I would recommend passage of this resolution this evening so that we can move forward with this important program.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution? Seeing none, any discussion on council? I'm excited about this program. I think it's really excellent, and I'm sorry I wasn't here for the work session, but I did talk to them beforehand. So.
There was an end goal that they had in mind of having a brick and mortar, and I can see a lot of challenges with that associated with it, but I see a really good compromise being like a mobile command center, similar to what they do with the blood drive stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe we can try to work that out in the future.
Excellent. All those in favor of the resolution indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted. You can read the first ordinance.
An ordinance approving a 6-month extension of the approved final subdivision plat for South Forest Edge, Section 1.
Okay, I will turn to Sam. Give us a report.
Good evening, everyone. This is the first of two very similar ordinances that, at the request of the owner's engineer, they have requested an extension of previously approved plats. And this first one is for 36 landominium lots, which is on the north side of Lake Forest Drive, to allow them some more time to work with us and others perhaps on financing the sanitary sewer extension. And so the code allows 2 actual 6-month extensions, so the request is for one of those to take place so that they can continue working on that aspect of the project.
Super. Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Discussion, council, questions? Okay. want to read the second one?
An ordinance approving a 6-month extension of the approved final subdivision plat for South Forest Edge, Section 2.
So this is for the south side of the street for this same developer, same subdivision, but a different section. So this is the 21 lot, more traditional single family lot subdivision on the other side. So same issue. It was approved at a different time, so the timing is a little bit different, but the request is the same for 6 months.
Okay. There's no one in the public on this, so I will see if anyone has a comment or a question. Hearing none, we'll move on to the second reading.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 3654, supplemental budget ordinance number 6, to make supplemental appropriations for fiscal year 2022.
Hello, Joe.
Hello. There's 3 items on the supplemental. The first one we discussed last week. It's for the abatement of 2 nuisance properties for $37,500. After we abate the nuisances, Sam will send the county auditor the total for each property, and that'll be put on their tax duplicate. The next one is, since we received our second trash, I think I said that right, of the American Rescue Funds. Earlier this year, we received about $4,832 and a few cents, and that was the money left over that people who didn't apply. And this time they included it with the second payment. So this is just increasing. It's off by less than $1. So that's obviously what they had done. So it's just showing the revenue, and then the expenditure side will be able to encumber that money until we have a project for it. And the next one is, I just wanted to, since we opened this opioid settlement fund, is just show the revenue that we received this year. On the expense side, I didn't include anything because we haven't decided how to spend that money yet. And since it's a new fund, I got to make the account, so I don't want to make something I'm not sure what we're going to do.
Okay.
So it'll be in the future. So any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. Anyone from the public? No. Any discussion, questions from council? Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. You may call the roll.
Ms. Franklin?
Yes.
Ms. French?
Yes.
Mr. Pethridge?
Yes.
Ms. Ragu? Yes. Mr. Ellerby?
Yes.
Mayor Snavely?
Yes. Ordinance is adopted. We'll move then to announcements and communications.
I'll try to make this brief. We might be setting a record here.
I think we're definitely in record territory.
So just a couple of quick items, if you will. As you know, the State of Ohio Board of Pharmacy recently issued provisional dispensary licenses in our district, which added 3 additional dispensaries, and 2 of the 3 are in Oxford. And of those 2, one has moved forward with plans for their interior build-out. So they've been submitted to the city, and this is for the South Point Parkway location. The business will occupy all of the second building, which is next to the convenience store, with 4,500 square feet. The signage permit has been submitted and will identify it as consumed. They still must go through an inspection by the state to make sure they meet the state's regulations, but that one is moving forward. We've not heard anything about the other location, which is on College Corner Pike. As you know, at the last council meeting, we adopted the resolution to expand our DORA 4 additional blocks, and we have posted the signs. The State Department of Liquor Control, or Division of Liquor Control, has issued letters for the permit holders in those in that new area. And so basically what the letter says is you're included in the city's DORA. You must follow their regulations, which of course means they've got to use our cups. So that's in place now. And the last thing I just wanted to share with you is last week, staff and I met with representatives of Episcopal Retirement Services and Model Group. As you know, they presented a project and have an option to purchase land. They did not get their tax credits, but we wanted to make sure that they're still working on the project, that it's feasible, and they're looking at some other funding options. So we'll keep you posted. Hopefully, these other funding options will come to fruition so we can see that project move forward. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike? Nothing tonight, thank you. Okay. Chief Jones?
Just a couple of notes. Officers, it's hard to believe summer's about over, and pretty soon, before the next council meeting, or on the date of the next council meeting, Telewonder will be starting classes again, so I'll go ahead and talk about this. But today, tomorrow, and Thursday, we're doing training at the Oxford Healthcare Center, 6099 Fairfield Road. So we're doing some force on force, active shooter, active threat type training, some for officers to practice in as realistic scenarios as possible. And so maybe, may hear loud noises from over there. We posted it on our Facebook page, but that's what's going on over there. If you see police and fire, and it's joint training with Miami University Police. We did training with them earlier this summer over in their dorms, same type of scenarios. So we've been doing a lot of training this summer with them, and we're kind of closing in on the end of that. Then come the day before school starts, we're doing some presentations for the district staff on how they should respond in active threats with all of district staff. And then we're going through individual meetings this week with new SROs who we have in place with their principals, and they have new staff there as well. So we've just been busy working on that, and I just wanted to make that announcement because by the next council meeting, it'll already be starting and school buses will be out, and we just ask people to pay attention and watch out for those as well. So, thank you.
Thank you. Joe? Chief Dethridge? I bet Casey does. Because I know it's coming up.
Well, maybe you don't know this, or maybe you do. So one of our full-time employees is leaving. Their last day is Friday. Jake Richardson has gotten the job as the new AD at Telewonder High School. So I just wanted to make that announcement if you hadn't heard, and you'll be seeing a posting from our department sooner than later. We do have one internal applicant that may be able to replace Jake's position, but one way or the other, you'll see a full-time posting coming in our sports department. Just wanted to publicly thank Jake for all he's done. He's been around since 2013 and has been very instrumental in our positive relationships with Miami and Telewonder, and he's done a lot of great things, and we're very appreciative. Of course, very sad to see him go, but if he's got to go somewhere, going to Telewonder is still good for us, and we'll have a great partnership over there. So just wanted to make you aware of that and thank Jake for all that he's done. So thank you.
And we have Red Brick Friday coming up.
This Friday, we sure do.
That's Friday.
And Jessica's going to talk about that.
All right. Sam. Jessica.
So just a few items. Yes, indeed, Red Brick Friday is this Friday, and the theme is Dog Days. So bring your puppies uptown. There's a dog parade that'll line up at You're Fired, and then you can walk across the stage and maybe win an award for the longest tail, shortest dog, tallest dog, and best dressed. Then on Saturday, wait for it, Porsche. So in the morning, come up and see all the fancy cars. It'll be a good day. And then I am pleased to announce that we have been able to find funding to have our inaugural Oktoberfest event. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for really stepping forward to help us do this. That'll be October 8th, so stay tuned for some really fun promotional materials coming out about that. And then I sent an email out to counselors, but I wanted to share with the public about what I'm calling our transparency and accessibility project. So it may sound boring, but I'm very excited to say that we have an RFQ out for AV equipment review for our squeaky microphones and flashy screen cameras. And also that we have started scanning and tagging our old records. These are paper, handwritten resolutions, handwritten ordinances. We started with resolution number 1, in 1923 for $100 for sewer repair. But we've literally found like postings from public boards with nails in them that have just been folded over and they're just tucked away in drawers. So that's been a fun project. And then we will be contracting with Civic Clerk to take over our agendas and management. For the public, it should look very similar to Granicus. We're going to be able to bring over all of our old records, but behind the scenes should be a lot easier for staff to create the agendas, post the minutes, and just organize and search for things better. So I wanted to give that update. And then I'll stop there. So have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Anything, Heather?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay. Hi, Chris.
Well, hello, everybody. I feel like I haven't seen some people in a while, so my only comment would be that I know this because I will be down here on Saturday, August 20th, moving my daughter into Miami, so the school's going to be starting the same week, or move-ins that week that Telewonder starts, so people should begin to get prepared.
It's coming.
Glenn?
Just excited about Saturday. My club, I love these guys. They're bringing around $2 million worth of horses, so it should be a very interesting show. I hope everybody comes out. And to the public, in the next couple of weeks, it's about to get wild out here. We had our moment of peace, but prepare for the incoming storm.
Just a huge thank you and congratulations to Mike Dreisbach for getting the Main Street paving done ahead of schedule. I know people are really excited about that. So
That's not me. That's a great contractor.
I'm gonna give you some credit. And yeah, just really excited to see everybody out and about uptown for Dog Days and for the Porsche Show. Thanks.
Vice Mayor Raghu. Okay. Al?
I just would like to remind us to think of our neighbors in Kentucky. At the beginning of the year, I mentioned something about Team Western Kentucky Relief Fund for the tornadoes. Now, if you want to donate, which I just did this afternoon, there's Team Eastern Kentucky. So if you just Google Team Eastern Kentucky Relief Fund, Governor Beshear has that set up, and it's pretty easy to donate. I'm sure any little bit will help.
Thank you. David?
Okay, so just one thing, kind of in line with that theme, I mentioned a few weeks ago that when we signed the Global Covenant of Mayors as a city, we made a commitment to climate action towards neutrality. We did that in 2019. In 2020, we created a Climate Action Steering Committee, and in 2021, we set targets. The challenge is now to develop plans that will help us, A, mitigate emissions to help us achieve those targets, and B, build resilience because climate's changing, it's changed. You know, there's no avoiding it now. So the mitigation, the Climate Action Steering Committee forwarded that to staff in late May, and the resilience draft went out just at the end of July. So when we signed on to it, it was kind of like it was a 3-year commitment to develop those plans. And it seems like a lot of time, but it comes up on you quickly. So basically just asking in appreciation for the steering committee developed these broad recommendations, but they're only implementable through, like, for example, land use has to be implemented through planning, or transportation has to be implemented through the Parking and Transportation Advisory Board. So we've asked for agenda time on those various boards so that we can get feedback and build consensus. So most board agendas are controlled by staff. So in August or September, we would really like to interface with boards, and also that the council, the mayor and city manager determine what the best way to engage council and the public would be, whether a work session, because it's kind of far-ranging. There's a lot of, our emissions come from a lot of places. How you get a handle on them is going to be complicated. We feel like we have a pretty good draft, but it's only as good as the staff that's bought into it, the boards of the commissions that are bought into it, and the public's bought into it. So that's coming up in the next few months, and try to line it with the comprehensive plan. So it should be good, but there's a lot of other stuff going on too, so I want to express appreciation. So that's it.
Super. David, I want to thank you for your leadership on that. It's very important, and I think your group is doing a really good job.
Time is of the essence. So
It
from that
is.
point of view, there's a lot going on, but it's important. So thank you. I appreciate that. I'll convey that to the group.
I want to encourage people to go out and take advantage of this weekend's fun activities in Oxford, the Red Brick Friday, Dog Days. I found out today I'm judging the dogs. So be sure you have a long tail if you're bringing a dog. And also the Porsche show on Saturday, and that'll be, I think, a lot of fun and bring a lot of people uptown. I want to thank Vice Mayor Ragu for handling the show here last meeting. I was out of town. I'm glad to be home. No matter where I go, I've said this before, but we were really excited. The most excitement we had, I think, was driving into Oxford because we knew we were home. And so that was the best part of it. And finally, I want to express, I think, the sentiment of all council, our appreciation to Bob Ratterman. And Bob is looking forward to not being sitting in the front row and being the stalwart correspondent for the Oxford Press and Hamilton Journal, and we really appreciate the many years and many columns that you have written and your steadfastness with us. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. You probably won't get very many of these, so you may as well enjoy it. Congratulations, Bob. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned. Very good. 20 minutes.